Hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. Say you're welcome to the Ryan and Claude Show, Season 2, Episode 2 of this starter to the season. And see ya, guys, yeah. Of course, when it's the Ryan and Claude Show, you know it's the number one and the number two of Tony Cloud Gunner TV. My right hand guy is back. Yeah, guys, and he's back with a bang this season. Say, no other person than my number two in this channel down here.
Right. Not sure if that's my connection or if it's Tony's. Most of the time, it's my connection, making me believe that Tony's is messing up and mine's sound. But we will crack on. I'll crack on as if it's its connection and not mine. We'll see. Yeah, everyone get involved. Everyone welcome back. We're looking forward to another top season for Arsenal, obviously. And we've got to get the big kit on as well. Everyone's loving the new away kit. Oh, it's jumped to me, so it's obviously I'm the one with a strong connection this time. So it's a surprise. It's a shocker. Anyway, I'll jump in with a shirt choice because I know there's opinions on the shirt. People hate it, people don't mind it, people are unsure. I like the fact that everyone's going to hate it. Like other fans are calling it rotten, man, and they hating it. You know what? They hated us winning it when we was winning last season. And if you're losing at home to Arsenal, if we're beating you 2-0, walking back to centre circle, wearing this top, man, they're going to hate it even more, man. It's going to rub it in even more. They don't like to see. They didn't like to see us winning. They certainly aren't going to like to see us winning wearing this shirt. So you've got to get it on, man. You've got to embrace it. It's a great top, man. And I can't wait for us to be beating teams wearing this shirt, just rubbing it completely in. And yeah, it's luminous. I wear it when I'm jogging at night. You know what I mean? Keeps me safe at night when I'm out jogging. Tony, you're back with us, man.
Yeah, I'm back with you, man. Ryan, see, guys, when I told you my number two was around, that's just the meaning of it. Yeah, I stopped. He continued. So, say, not a person than Ryan, man. Ryan, you welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good stuff. Great. I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to another good season. Looking,
Mm,
looking forward to another sound season, man. Not pick up where we left off, but pick up hopefully about 3 months from the end of last season. We'll pick up from there and crack straight on.
mm,
We're doing quite well in depth now. The first 11's looking over the shoulders because the subs are looking strong now. So
mm.
yeah, man, we're in a better place now than when we started last season, 110%, man. So I can't wait.
110%. I totally
Keep going.
agree. I totally agree, Ryan. Ryan, you were the fluorescent Arsenal jersey today. What's happening, man?
Listen. It's like I said. It's divided opinion, and it's tearing up. People hate it. People like it. People don't
Mm,
mind it. Some guys love it. I love the fact that other fans are hating it. I love that. Do you know what I mean? And I love the
mm.
fact that the other fans are hating it. They hated to see us winning last season, so they're going to hate. They're going to hate when we're beating them at their own ground next season whilst wearing this. They hate it, rub it in even more. So you've got to get it. You've got to get it done, man. Got to get it on your back, man. But yeah, man,
Exactly.
to be safe
Exactly.
at night as well.
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
even more plus points. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. See, Ryan, me and you did not have a show when we went to Barcelona. Went into that Barcelona friendly and won the Spanish champions. It's a preseason match. I
Yeah,
do understand, yeah. But again, we beat the Spanish champions in a preseason game. For me, that really mattered because we had to get back to winning ways after being beaten by Manchester United. Went into came back to another one. This time with the European champions, three-peat champions, FA Cup champions, English champions, and did one on them on a team we've not beaten nearly up to in 16 games. yeah, in a row, apart from the FA Cup. The FA Cup cut it to 9 games anyway, but see, in 16 games, league games or whatever, we've not beaten Manchester City. The only time we've beaten them was in 2017 when we played against them in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, if you can remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, we did one on this, guys. Ryan, Barcelona, Spanish champions. Manchester City, English champions, Champions League winners. Bro, what bar is remaining for Arsenal to set in the the season?
So obviously it's Charity Shield. We look at it as like the last friendly kind of thing. It's kind of like a dress rehearsal for the season. So it's not obviously it's not completely 100%. You just have to bear with me just.
Guys, I think Ryan is out for now, but I think when he gets back, we'll be able to continue with Ryan. See, yeah, guys. So see, we're just talking about this Barcelona matchup, that we had, and also, beating them in the preseason game, and then just coming back to also beat the English champions. See, yeah, Manchester City is a team that we haven't beaten in, you know, for a long time now. So,
Right.
okay, Ryan is here. Yeah,
Right. So
Ryan,
yes,
welcome
obviously
back, man.
it's kind of like a dress rehearsal. It's not ultra competitive, but you don't hide from the fact that Pep wants to win every single game, especially
Hmm,
especially a curtain raiser like that. He knows that everyone's going to say, "Is this what's going to set the standard for the season?" So
yeah,
his squad's not going to be 100%, but it weren't far off. Other than
hmm,
Edison, who was pretty much straight forced 11, straight 11. So yeah, the big guys were out. The big guys were playing. So was ours. So it's basically, yeah, it was still the end friendly, but it's still a good thing to look at. And
yeah,
every time we play City, whether it be a friendly or in the league or in a cup, at the minute we just seem to get battered by them. And the fact that we didn't get steamrolled, it nearly ended 1-0, which wouldn't have been the worst result. I think as long as we put up the
exactly.
fight, wouldn't have been the worst. We got lucky to we got a bit of luck behind us to score in 90 plus 11 minutes, but that's what's
Yeah,
going to happen this season now. The any celebration. So obviously clubs like Newcastle are going to watch out for for the time wasting. They're going to get punished by it. So we're going to have these games that are going to add on to your 98 minutes and all that kind of stuff that we've seen in the World Cup. So you have to take advantage of that, and we did that. We took advantage well with the Trossard goal. So yeah, and then we managed to do it on penalties easily, and yeah, so obviously it might be the last friendly, and it's not exactly a Premier League game, but for me, it's a good foundation to see where we're at and just to make where our heads are at, and we don't crumble. And we didn't crumble, man. So just keep strong like that, and you can only take positives from it, can't you?
yeah, exactly. And of course, you just hit it on the, you just hit it, yeah, on its head, yeah, because I sampled opinion, yeah, of different people, Ryan, before that matchup, yeah. Even our in-house Manchester City fan, he said that Arsenal is gonna get beaten by 3 goals to 1. That's what he said. No one gave Arsenal a chance. Everyone I heard, even Arsenal fans, themselves, well, even one even claimed 7-1. I was talking with one. He said 7-1. No, but see, yeah, you can't blame these guys. It's because of the way Mikel Arteta has set up that team to play, or maybe not Mikel Arteta. Over the years, many more, many other coaches, are fell to the sword of Pep Guardiola. But see, Ryan,
Every other
from
coach in the world, to be honest, every other coach in the world scored
exactly,
scored at
exactly,
least 1 point. At least 1 point.
exactly.
Every
But
club did
Ryan,
get
yeah,
a big loss against them,
true,
but I don't know where
true,
7-1's coming from. I think the max I would have given them is 3, maybe 4-1. I think they tend to have a 4-1 against them.
true, true,
But
true,
we're
man,
stronger than
true.
that now. You know what I mean? And obviously, the way the game went, it finished 1-0, 1-1, and that's closer to them than what we've been in a long while. just a 1-0 loss is as close. It's closer than what we've been in so many seasons where it's been 5-0 and 3-1 and 4-1 and all that. So you could take positives away from a 1-0. Do you know what I mean? As long as you gave, like we always say, is give it a go, put it all out there, put your shirt and your back out there, and that's mainly all we ask. If you give it 100%, if you try your best and you get beat by a better team, well, what else there's not much else you can do. But the fact that we kept it close and the fact that we kept the scoreline down gave us that chance to get the equaliser, and we took it when we had that chance. We took it, and but you can't. You've got to take you can't take anything other than a positive from it. But yeah, 7-1's a bit out there. Man. I would have never said. I'd never said anywhere that we'd have lost 7-1. That's a mental suggestion.
Ryan, Ryan, you have to take us through what you thought about our midfield, our starting 11. Just take us through that starting 11. Was it what you expected?
No, to be honest, I didn't think he was going to go Havertz up top. I don't think that we've brought him in to be the starting striker. Do you know what I mean? I think obviously we know him more. Well, yeah, I don't say we know him more as a attacking midfielder, because that's not really where Chelsea played him. But when you know his profile and before he come into Chelsea, he's more of that attacking mid. So I would expect us to play him in that kind of role. And if that role's not available, another striker, a different striker, either an Nketiah or a Jesus plays above him. So I was a bit surprised with that move, because that's bringing a world of hate onto us. We just need him to have one dodgy half game, and people are just going to be laughing at us signing him. And it's not why we've signed him. We've signed him for the CAM role. For me, I think we've signed him for a competition for Odegaard, to make sure Odegaard's at his best, and we know we've got someone who can play a very similar position in a similar game. Rice and Partey is a very sound central midfield pair, and we've got it in the news that Partey might have been leaving. For me, we were signing Rice maybe as competition for Partey, or to start with him. I feel like that's a very, very sound two centre mids. A defensive.
Yeah, exactly. Mostly in the way two of them can be able to interchange. See, we have the old school gunner, Leave to Inspire. Big ups to you. He says big ups. Leave to Inspire. We also have the old school gunner. Poo, poo, poo. Gunshots for this Arsenal fan. Yeah. See, old school gunner has his channel. Yeah. Great channel. Yeah. Because sometimes, I just go to that channel and go listen, to raw Arsenal arguments. Yeah. And I like that guy, the way he talks, he just sticks to talking about Arsenal. And if you just want unbiased Arsenal talk, old school Gunner is the guy. So guys, yeah, after the show, to be nice way to go check out old school Gunner, and is becoming a very familiar face with me down here. So big ups to you, old school Gunner. Ryan, see man, that partnership, yeah, between Thomas Partey and Rice, you can see what Mikel Arteta is trying to achieve with both of them in the midfield, right? Sometimes you could just see Rice, overlap or go into forward positions to actually help out Martinelli. If you check out that matchup against Manchester City, Martinelli was having a very, very hard time getting crosses, into the 18-yard box. Of course, Declan Rice had to go down there, try to help him out, to at least to have a partner that Martinelli could be bailed out when they were doubling up on Martinelli. So that was why most of our attacks was coming from the right, where Bukayo Saka and Benjamin White were having a feud there on the right. Yeah, and you can just see that sometimes Declan Rice could just go on a box to box kind of mission. Yeah, he can hold the ball, he can drift, with the ball, going to forward positions. He has a keen eye for picking a pass. He has all these things in his wheelhouse. And on a could just take shots from outside the 18-yard box that can be able to let's trouble the one way or the other. So and of course Thomas Partey could just sit in deep in that CDM area. If he
Yeah,
chooses, he can
exactly.
interchange with Declan Rice.
Yeah,
You could just see the partnership blossoming, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, if we keep in Partey, which I would prefer, if we keep in Partey, we basically just Xhaka's out of the team. We're bringing Rice in just to play. It's very similar to what Granit Xhaka played last season, but he's a complete level up from the guy. We can't deny that Rice is a complete level up for him, and he ticks every single box for a centre midfielder. He's strong on the ball. His passes are second to none. He's determined. He's brave. He's big. He just doesn't give up. He doesn't stop. He can be attacking, and when he can be attacking with us, and if they cut a counter attack, they cut that final ball into the box, and he's the one sweeping up with that final tackle. That he's got back for that. His bravery and determination are they're just off the charts, and he's a captain as well. He's influential. He's a voice in the changing room. We know it's a world of a signing, but to keep Partey as well, for me, Rice, Odegaard, and Havertz, the midfield's a bit weak there in terms of on the defensive side, and we don't want to go too weak with that. But if we can have Partey sitting behind Rice and letting Rice basically just roam or box to box, like you've said, and Odegaard slightly in front of them again, that's the foundation for it, and that's the best Premier League. That's the best Premier League midfield for me. That's the best Premier League midfield free, and I'll stick my neck out there and say it.
Wait. Would you go as far, Ryan? Would you go as far as saying that's the best midfield in the Premiership, as far as you're
Yeah,
concerned? Would you go as far as that?
I'll put that in the best midfield free. Yeah, it's 100% if they kick on the way that
Is it
Odegaard
on
played last
paper?
season.
Do you think it would be on paper that would be the best midfield option on paper in the league? Is that it?
Maybe not on paper in terms of on paper you're looking at appearances and that other teams have the other midfielders have made together and they've played together and appearances and goals and assists coming from that actual trio. But yeah, maybe not on paper, but once they get playing and they strike the partnerships together, yeah, man, yeah, I don't want another. I won't want another one. I'm gassed at how good it is. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, and obviously, MUFC Global's not going to agree with me, and that's fine. If you don't support Arsenal, you're probably
He's
not
a
going to.
Manchester United fan. He's our
Exactly.
friend, yeah, guys. Yeah, big ups,
Exactly. He's not going to agree with me.
big
That's
ups,
fine.
MUFC Global, big ups.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's fine. Maybe Arsenal fans won't agree with me. Obviously, there's still trying to warm up to the side. God knows how. So obviously, them guys might not agree. But yeah, as soon as we get kicking, get firing, and you honestly, I wouldn't want another one. I'm perfectly happy with that how it goes, man.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, MUFC Global says here, it says, if well utilized, Rice and Partey should be a strong force to reckon in your midfield. But see, say, Thomas Partey was subjected to Saudi Arabia tapping, yeah, and of course, Juventus. Do you still think at this time, Ryan, yeah, do you still think that if Saudi Arabia comes calling, or if a bigger club comes calling for Thomas Partey, do you think Arsenal would let him go? At least seeing the partnership with Rice right now, do you think they would say, okay, he should go? Do you think so?
I personally wouldn't. I feel if we let him go and we have Havertz and Odegaard and Rice as the midfield three, that's one defensive and two attacking, and I think it's a bit too weak on the defensive side. Obviously, when
It's
we
a
had
bit
Jack
too
last
weak.
season, we've got a
Mm,
defensive and attack minded player. That's Rice is going to be. Obviously, look at him box to box, or he's defensive minded and attacking minded.
yeah.
So we're covering both ends there. But if it's just Rice, you're going to have to go just defensive with Rice. But he's going to look for the attacking, and he's not going to sit back all game. So it's going to leave us a bit. It'll leave us a bit short defensive wise. In that case, I would have thought we would have had maybe a replacement in, but it's going to be left too late now. The ideal replacements, i.e. Caicedo, is obviously going to go to Chelsea if we don't put a bid in. So it's going to get left too late. And Lavia is a great player from Southampton, but he can't just get thrown straight in and we expect him to do a job. He's still at a young age, so it's not going to that wouldn't 100% work. So for me, I'd keep him because we need to replace him otherwise, and we won't get one done quick enough.
Yeah. See, Ryan, man. See, there is no Arsenal and the Charity Shield or the Community Shield without talking about Julian Timber, man. When this guy came in, I knew you liked this guy. I knew you said, hey, guys, watch out for this one. You said it down here on the first episode of this season. See, Ryan, man, take us through an of Julian Timber and what he represents, in this team.
Well, it's to be honest, he's representing a bit more than what I expected. He seems like he can cover every single position across across the defensive line. Expected him to cover for right back, possibly centre back if any injuries. But now we've got him playing 2 games at left back, not having an issue really, just taking it all in his stride. But yeah, it surprised me. But yeah, if we play like I said, playing him at right back. I've watched him at Ajax. Man, he's very good on the ball. He's like a midfielder on the ball. He's tough and
Exactly,
strong.
exactly. You won't
Right
even
back.
know because he's playing as a centre back.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah. Is a typical ball. He's a typical ball playing defender in it. So, and that suits very well for the right backs because we like the right backs to get attacking and go. We like the inverted right backs and the inverted left backs as well. So his play on the ball will be perfect in that position. But yeah, he's strong and his determination's is class as well. But the fact that he can fill in at left back as well, and like I say, he did a good job, and you did a very sound job, and that's just a player he is. You slot him in a position, he's just going to fit straight in, which is great. But getting playing in his actual natural positions, right back, right back, and we'll see an even better player. It's great competition for White. Keep him, like I said, we need competition for every position, which we're kind of getting there now. And every player's got to be on the toes. Every player's got to give 100%. You drop off for one game, another player's going to come in and replace you the game after. It's exactly what we need. That's what you see from City. Every player is giving 100% because they know they've got someone on the bench just rubbing their hands ready to take the position off them. So, and these guys like your Timbers, like the player we've not even got onto yet, who's not at Arsenal just yet, but we'll get onto him soon. Which I'm shaking. I'm not amazed by the signing, but yeah, we've got these players that are just going to take over. So the players like Timber are fighting with Rice for the position, and I'm here for it, man. It's great, man.
But see, Ryan, man, you have to agree, yeah. He's the one that is looking like a 200 million signing. I'm sorry, he is the one looking like a 200 million signing. Yeah, because you just see the kind of runs Jiren Timber undertakes. Yeah, from the left back position. This guy was using the right back position when he first started. Of course, because Arteta has tweaked him down to the left. See, it leaves a certain guy called Kirian almost out in this squad. Uh, see, Ryan, earlier yesterday, Real Sociedad uh, 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 came to inquire about Kirian. What does this do for Kirian? They want to take Kirian on loan. Do you think Jurien Timber has come in to actually lay claim to that left fullback area? And see, Kirian off to Real Sociedad on loan. What do you think?
It's I didn't for 1 minute think Timber was coming in for left back. I just didn't cross my mind in one bit. We've got Zinchenko and Tierney there, like you've said. But we've seen last season when Zinchenko was injured, he kind of tinkered about with that left back position, bringing Tomiyasu in there, and we've seen Xhaka go into left back during games. So it might be somewhere in his mind. I expect him to be for right back, but considering the main left back's injured, your sub left back can't even play because they're playing a right back in over the top of you. For me, I think Tierney's gonna go. I don't want him to go. I think he's a class player,
I don't want him
but
to go.
we don't. He doesn't get on. And if it was me, I wouldn't want to be sat on the bench just letting me career disappear. I'd want to be playing football.
But
Um,
but again, Ryan.
to be a better team than Sociedad.
When he came in for Julian Timber, you can see he wasn't in particular sharp. He wasn't match ready. Yeah, Palmer just driving the ball away from him, and he was just lying on the floor helplessly. Rather than even criticizing him, I felt pain for him. You know, I felt pity, for him because, see, he's not match fit. He's match roster. He hasn't gotten, into. He hasn't really gotten up to speed even in this preseason. Chances haven't even come by his way. He's just been. See, you just have this emotional, feeling towards him because he's a good player. He's that kind of player
Yeah,
that could offer you something, at least attacking wise. Defensively, also, too, sometimes, but it's not usually the best defensively. He exposed himself pretty much in that matchup against Man City, just allowing Palmer drive through you in that way, and him scrambling on the floor, lying helplessly down there. Uh, uh, he he didn't do any good for himself. But would you agree to that?
yeah, yeah. Like he's not playing enough, so he's gonna be rusty. His sharpness isn't gonna be completely there. You need a run of games to get that, and he doesn't seem to be getting it. So obviously you'd expect a guy to come on and give it 100% just to try and tell the manager, just show the manager that he's worth something, so that he's worth his time on the bench or on the squad. But it's not,
Mm,
if you're not getting them minutes, you're not getting the chances. I don't know how you're going to be able to prove it to the manager. Other than on the training ground, we don't know what goes on the training ground. I can imagine Tierney being a good training well. I've not heard whispers that he doesn't train well. So sometimes
yeah.
a manager likes you and he doesn't, and I just think Arteta's just not sold on Kieran Tierney. And if it was me, I'd go start my career again at a different squad, a different team. Yeah, I wouldn't want to fritter my career away. Even if I played at Arsenal as a team that I loved or a team I supported, I wouldn't want to be sat on the bench knowing that I'm not getting the minutes in. Obviously, he plays for Scotland, so he's always going to get a national call up. But be sitting on our bench or playing, but even then, you might be a part of a team that's winning trophies or competing for trophies, but I can't. I won't feel myself that I'd made any kind of, what is it? Any kind of contribution to that. I wouldn't want to be. I couldn't be a Calvin Phillips sitting on Man City's bench celebrating my heart off when we win the league and the Champions League, knowing full well that I didn't make any contribution. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even want him to win it. I wouldn't even. Honestly, I wouldn't. Especially if I didn't support him. If I didn't have any affiliation for the team. If I'd just been signed up on one season. I've been signed up in the summer and then I've not made any appearances all season, I wouldn't even be supporting the team. Like, oh, would win it and well, yeah, well done, kind of thing. A team's won it that I've been watching week in, week out. You know what I mean? That's all I've been doing is I've been watching them. I've been talking to the players during the week at training and stuff like that. But I've not contributed in any single way. So why would I be bothered? Why would I support them? And I don't know. It's a bit strange seeing the celebrations. I've not actually seen what Kieran Tierney celebrated like through the Tierney's made more appearances for us than what Calvin Phillips has for Man City. Calvin Phillips is just an example. There's plenty of other players that sit on other teams' benches, don't make appearances, but still celebrate like they have done. Not just obviously Calvin Phillips. There's other players, but like I said, I've not seen how Tierney celebrated for Arsenal, but I wouldn't have that. I just wouldn't have that much affiliation for it. I wouldn't have the love and support. So I wouldn't. I wouldn't give the love and support if I wasn't playing as much as what I could do. So yeah, I'd just if a team come in and they had me chance, I'd just be looking to leave and start my career somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah. But again, do you think Real Sociedad is a good move for Kieran Tierney?
No,
Is
I
that
reckon. I think you can go to a better club than that. I reckon Tierney is a player that look to stay in the Premier League, look to go to say a top 10, top 8 side.
side? Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, yeah. Ryan, see the striking positions for Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus injured. what what do you think? And again, when you did see the starting 11, Kai Havertz, lining up for the Gunners, what did you think? And just take us through Kai Havertz's performance in that game. And what do you think? Should he still be the number 9? We have Eddie Nketiah right now, and trust me, man, I don't trust Eddie Nketiah to get me 30 goals in a season. Neither do I trust Gabriel Jesus to get me 30 goals in a season. Manchester City have that guy that could give them 50 to 60, even 100 goals in a season. It's possible. If in your first season you're scoring 50 something goals, come on, man. In the second season, you could just go for invincibility. But see, that's not the case here. But say, Manchester City have got a striker that could give them 60, 70 goals in a season, all competitions. But Arsenal doesn't have that striker. There's no one there that could literally give us 30 goals in a season. So, what are your thoughts? First on Kai Havertz, secondly on striking options that you think will be okay for Arsenal.
Yeah, looking at the team at the beginning, when I knew Jesus was out, I expected Nketiah to start because I feel like that's Arteta's more trusted sub for Jesus. Do you know what I mean? So I expected Nketiah to start. Like I agree, I'm with you. I don't 100% trust him. I don't trust Balogun to come in either. At the end of the season, I was up for it, and I thought, yeah, get Balogun in, give him the chance, see if he can impress and get on. But it seems to me that Balogun doesn't want to do that. It seems like he doesn't want to compete with Eddie Nketiah. He wants to get out straight away and go
Yeah,
and try and lead the line at a different squad where it's easier for him to get in. And I tell you what, if you don't want to compete with Eddie Nketiah, if you don't want to go head to head with Eddie, there's something wrong, and you're obviously you're not the striker that I want. You've not got it up here, and you've probably not got it down there either. If you can't compete with Eddie Nketiah, must be laughing his head off. Yeah, Balogun can do little Instagram posts or little tweets online, little digs and that. But if you're not competing on the training ground, yeah, just get gone. But yeah, like I said, Eddie has popped up every now and then with a goal when we've needed him to. And we've got a couple of underdog players that have done that, like Nelson last season, last minutes.
yeah,
So our players can pop up when we need them to. I did just because of he's been more trusted by Arteta is why I expected him to start. But yeah, it surprised me with the Havertz start, mainly because I don't think we've signed him to be that striker, but we've leaned on him a bit because, like I said, because Jesus is injured, and he didn't have he didn't have the best of games, but he didn't have the worst of games. He had a very good chance early on. That he had two chances. One, the ball was played behind him. He did well to take it under control and just had a snapshot. The second attempt was a better chance for him to stick it away, and he just kind of like struck it at the keeper. But he's still getting into Arsenal's tactics and
he's still getting into the groove, right? He's still getting into the groove.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look back to last year's Charity Shield, Haaland didn't have a great game. He missed a couple of chances, and some pundits on TalkSport and stuff like that were saying that he's going to be a flop just from that one game. So we're not going to go. We're not going in like that.
Exactly.
That's not how we do it. We're not. They're just some guys are just idiots.
But Ryan, what do you say about Kai Havertz? I'm more interested about what's your own opinion about Kai Havertz. See, yeah, Arsenal since 1987. Pop to you, my brother. Big Gooner down here, of course, a supporter of Arsenal since 1987. Big ups to you, Arsenal since 1987. We love you down here, man. Also, Onome, our in-house Manchester City content creator. Big ups to you. Ryan, he was the one that said that Man City was going to beat Arsenal. He said they were going to destroy us, yeah, by 3-1. But, so even suddenly started sending me, when they were leading 1-0, he started sending me, happy faces and, all that stuff on WhatsApp. So, when we beat them, he just sealed his mouth. And that was the end of it. Yeah. See, Ryan, yeah, I want you to go back. Can you hear me, Ryan?
Yeah. I'm just reading a comment that's just commented exactly what I've just said a second ago. I don't get why he's repeating what I said. But
yeah, we'll come back to that. Kai Havertz. Is this guy gonna be a flop? What do you think? Because everyone around me is saying this guy's gonna be a flop. Everyone, no one is giving him a chance.
Right, you want to see?
Personally, I want to think he's a more better striker than Eddie Nketiah. He had a more better. He had a more better shot on goal.
He's not a striker. He's an attacking.
He had better shots on goal than even Erling Haaland yesterday on Sunday. Sorry, Erling Haaland had an XG of 0.00. Yeah. Okay, when was the last time you heard of Erling Haaland not having a shot on goal in the first half? Unheard of. Erling Haaland didn't even have a shot on goal. See, that's down to our defenders, right? We'll go into that defense later on. But just look at Kai Havertz. At least he had 2 shots on goal, right? A better XG, and he influenced the game even more better than Erling Haaland, in my own opinion, in that game against Manchester City. So, but do you really think that this guy's going to be a flop? Ryan.
Listen, I'm still here. I'm still talking. I'm not going on anywhere. Yeah, I have full confidence in Kai Havertz. I was really annoyed when Chelsea signed him a couple of years ago. Obviously, he didn't perform well for them, but that's just because of the Chelsea squad he was in. Like I said, I'm very confident that he's gonna smash it.
Ryan got Havertz on the shirt.
Like he might. He's had a tough time at Chelsea playing in under 15 managers and 125 different systems. They don't know where to play him. They don't know how to. They didn't know how to play him. So yeah, like I said, when he went to Chelsea when he was younger and he was coming through, I was gutted by it. I was fuming that Chelsea had signed him. I didn't expect Arsenal to sign him. Expect him to stay in Germany and just live out the rest of his career playing for Bayern Munich or someone like that, and then smashing it for the Germans for the German national team. But then he went there, and I was just fuming with it. But I think we can give him that lease of life to just help him come out with it, to come out of his shell, play him in his proper position. Give him minutes that he needs, and yeah, I have no issue. I have no issue whatsoever that he will perform.
But is it a thing of consistency with Kai Havertz? Do you think it's something that he has to blend with the team, or is it that he needs more game time, or do you think he doesn't just have it?
No, I think he definitely has it. Yeah, he just needs that. He just needs that time to get used to the squad, get used to Arsenal's way of doing it, and yeah, he'll definitely be fine. They assembled, yeah, 110%. He was a wonder kid in midfield, and getting back to that midfield place where he was playing, and that's where it comes from. Is playing. If you watched him at any point playing for Leverkusen, or if you click up some highlights playing for Leverkusen, you'll just see how good he is, and if you can get him to replicate any of that,
To replicate any of that, yeah.
yeah, he'll
Mm.
have no problem playing for us.
Okay, see Ryan, Ryan, yeah.
Yeah.
Gabriel Jesus injured. He's our number nine. He's our legitimate number nine. He's the guy that we call in if we need goals. Yeah. Unfortunately, is never in and about getting goals for us. He's always linking our play. Now he's injured on the treatment table. He's gonna be missing maybe like 4 to 5 games before he comes within the touching distance of any relevance of game or match fitness. We're talking of maybe 8 game pass because you have to give him all 4 games, to kind of like reconnect with the squad. Yeah, just coming back from an injury. So let's say 8 games, he will be out for some reason. Yeah, Ryan, the market is open right now. It's open. If it was closed, it's something different. The market is open right now. See, the assembled is here. Onome is here. Arsenal since 1987 is here. Big ups to you. The market is open right now. Ryan, if you were Mikel Arteta, what would you be doing? Mind you, Arsenal was linked today, this afternoon, to a transfer of Nima. We'll be talking about that later on. But if you were Arsenal, if you were Mr. Arteta right now, what will you be doing?
Honestly, it is a tricky one because I what what strikers you bring in. Do you know what I mean? Like there's it's a struggle. It's a struggle to look at what striker you bring
It's
in
a
because
struggle, right?
there's not many top strikers, and if there are, they're
Mm,
at established clubs that you're not going to pick them. You're not going to pick them up from, and the fact you're going to have to play first anyone that's kind of good. Your fee you've got to pay is going to be astronomical. If you look at United paying 70 million for Højlund, who's still very young and not
very young, 20-year-old, played
yeah
in Atalanta,
his,
played
his,
32 games,
his
scored
stats
just
are
9. His
his
biggest
stats aren't
experience is in
incredible.
strong grass.
He's inexperienced, but that's the kind of money they've paid out for if he makes it. So if you're putting money on a player that has actually that's actually performed, he's actually established, the money
Mm.
you've got to shell out is ridiculous now, especially for that kind of position. And is it money that or is it money that we've got? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's finding it's yeah it's finding the striker. At the beginning of the season, I didn't expect us to go out and pick up a striker. I didn't think it was the position where we really lacked. We were losing players in other positions that we needed to strengthen in, and that's what we've done. I thought if there was ever a chance of us getting maybe like a young striker or someone to like the Victor Rock who's gone to Barcelona, I expected us to try and sign a player like that, but us to put in big money twice or maybe 3 times in a transfer window. I really don't see it. And we got that money to just throw
Ryan, the
around.
fact there is that you haven't given me a striker that Arsenal should go for right now. Of course, Arsenal since 1987 brings up a point. We'll go down to that point later on. But Ryan, I want a name. Give me a name. I want a name. Give me a name.
So obviously you look at Osimhen from Napoli, who's an easy choice. Before he went to Chelsea in January, I would
Yeah,
say if he had a chance to get João Felix in, might
yeah.
be a sound option. But again, it depends on what amount of money you're gonna have to spend on him.
You
But
have to spend on him.
there's just not many strikers that catch my eye. We looked at Vlahovic a season and a half ago, and he's not performed at Juventus. You've got obviously Chelsea snapped up in Cuckoo, which I think might be a sound signing. Another striker. You've got Jonathan David, maybe, but again,
Jonathan David, and that's an
experience. Yeah,
yeah.
again, you're not sure if he's going to perform. I was Arsenal 1987
Arsenal
season.
since 1987 just said Ivan Toney.
He's on the
Uh,
he's
but
on
he
the
can't
ban,
play
and
till January, right?
there's no point signing Ivan Toney now and waiting until we can't play him
Till
till
January,
January.
yeah.
Maybe if Ivan Toney's always a player that every Arsenal fans talked about, and I think would be
Of
a
course, of
sound
course,
signing
of
for us.
course. I fancy
But
him.
maybe in January or maybe next season, that kind of signing, we will
Yeah.
look to that. But signing him now just to play him in January doesn't make much sense.
Doesn't make much sense, right? Mm, But see, of course, the assembled says here, Tony Havertz was a German wonder kid in midfield. I agree. I agree. Onome says, please tell me what Kai is good at. See, Onome, no one, you see, Ryan, he's a Manchester City fan, so he's hurt. And I understand this. Yeah, Onome, I understand that you're hurt. See, it's fact. Kai Havertz had a better XG on that in that game against Manchester City than Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland didn't get a shot on goal in the first half.
Kai
Fact. I never compared the two of them. Of course, Erling Haaland is better. 100 mile. I never compared that. I only said that Kai Havertz had an effect in that Community Shield game better than Erling Haaland. He was pocketed by the defenders. No one saw this guy. He didn't even have a shot on goal in the first half. Since when? Since when has anyone done that to a Pep team? Man, horrible
Havertz.
statistics from Erling Haaland. So, Onome, I'm sorry, you have to live with that shame. You have to
Kai
live with that
Havertz.
shame.
Kai Havertz
Yeah.
is good at scoring winning goals in Champions League finals. Kai Havertz is good at doing that.
Okay. Onome says, please tell me what Kai is good at. Well, I'll give you a few. If you
He's
don't
good.
know,
He's strong. He's
Kai
good
is
in
good.
the air. He's great on the
Did you see
ball.
the
He's a great
pressing?
passer.
Okay, good. Let's even talk tactics of game. Yeah, let it not be as if we're just talking. Yeah, Ryan.
Yo,
Did you see the way? Did you see the presser in that game on Sunday? Did you notice Arsenal's presser? We actually
yeah.
pressed. Three of our front forwards were pressing in that game for the first 15-20 minutes. They actually took the pressing into a whole different level. And mind you, Edison wasn't on goal for this guy, so naturally you would know that they're in for it. That distribution would kind of like, be in a very fringe way, because of course Edison, who is the most who I respect very, very well in this league in terms of being a ball playing goalkeeper and being a very, very adept player who distributes the ball from the defense and allows his defenders and midfielders progress the ball. That's what Manchester City do. It's their power. But you know what? Yeah, Kai Havertz was leading a presser. Odegaard was leading a presser. Bukayo Saka was leading a presser. Limited these guys for the first 15 minutes. They couldn't even find options to even, move up pitch towards the Arsenal 18-yard box in any way or get anything quite useful, because the press was already limiting how they could actually build their game from their defense, which is usually, one of the most positive things about Manchester City. So, see, on the if you're telling me about Kai Havertz, he pressed the ball on Sunday. He held up play for some time. He made some certain kind of tackles. He came back to, to kind of like help out the defense when needed. So what else do you want from him? He had 2 shots on goal. And see, I do respect Ortega as a goalkeeper in this league. Ortega is a full blown goalkeeper. His distribution good. Of course, crossfield kicks nice. Of course, and he can literally catch balls. He's a very good goalkeeper, so I respect him. So for Kai Havertz to lose those chances against that goalkeeper, see, I'm not sorry about that. He's a world class goalkeeper. Yeah, if not, a Man City won't field him, on the pitch. He's a good and classy goalkeeper, and he showed his class. So you don't expect, yeah, these are the European champions, English champions, FA Cup champions, 3 peats for crying out loud. You don't expect Kai Havertz to just go in and bamboozle that defense. Yeah, Ryan, what do you think? Onome wanted to know what Kai Havertz could do. I believe I just gave him a little. Can you add some for him?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree with it, the way you played it. Yeah, with what you said about the way you played on Sunday. Like he's a strong player. He's good in the air. He's he's composed. He's good on the ball. His passing's class. His attacking movement's great. As an attacking midfield point of view, when from what I've seen of him, especially before Chelsea, is a top quality attacking midfield player. And yeah, like I said, he scores in Champions League finals against Man City. And yeah, like you said, like Anime said there, if that's the only thing he's good at, then we've wasted our money because we're not getting to a Champions League final. I'll take that comment on board 100%, but that's why we sign these kind of players. The players that do it in these big moments. We've got the play. We had class players like Aubameyang, who was top scorer for us and playing unreal, get him to a Europa League final against Chelsea, and he goes missing and he's disappeared. Lacazette as well. So we're turning the screw a bit. We're getting these players that, when it's needed, they pop up with the goods and they get the goals.
Yeah.
They don't disappear. They just don't go missing and then go dancing in the dancing in the training room after the game. So this is why we've signed these players. I'll take the point on that. We might not get to Champions League final, but if we do, Kai Havertz has been there, done that, got the t-shirt, got the fucking medal, mate. So that's another reason to sign these players, because we know what they can do. And yeah, that's basically it. Obviously, like you said, his pressing was sound. His hold up play is good because he's big and he's strong. He's got a good head on him. His link up play for him again will be very sound as well. There's quite a few things he does well. He did it well in Germany, and Chelsea were a top team when they signed him. So they signed top players. He's obviously a top player. We've not paid pittance for him. We've paid money to say that he's a top player. And yeah, I have no worries. I have no issues. I have no issues with him. No worries with him.
Yeah, Ryan, of course, Amy Baba. Amy Baba is in the house. Po, po, po. Amy Baba is in the house. Po, po, po. See, yeah, Gooners entering into the house. See, yeah, Ryan, are you there with me?
Yeah, I'm here, Tom.
See, Ryan, yeah. Onome is still out there typing, clicking away, like a little kid, down there. See, guys, yeah, you have to catch me and Onome in the weekend, yeah. Me and him will go toe to toe again, on our show, The Best of Frenemies. That's a new show, Ryan. I was telling you about a new show. We have 4 new shows we've created, yeah. And of course, that's one of the shows we just created. Best of Frenemies, me and Onome Soj, our in-house Manchester City fan. Of course, great guy, when it comes to technicalities of the game, this guy, his IQ is top notch. But I'm sorry, he missed out on Sunday. This guy can't tell me anything. And he's typing here, clicking away, Ryan, let's talk about the big fish in the pond. Yeah.
Just Tony, before we switch off onto the next one, just bring up Onome's last comment for me.
Onome's last comment.
Yeah, 258.
He's tweeting away.
It sounds
It's flustered. It's tweeting away. It
now.
says, Ryan, you just went up in my estimation a lot with your response to that comment. Instead of ranting, you explained why you signed him. I love that from you, bro.
This is what we do. This
It's
is what
now
me and
going
Tony
up.
do. This is what we've said. This is what we said all along. We don't rant. We don't rave. If there's any criticisms to be given, we will critique. But we're not the ranters and ravers that you might see on other shows and other accounts. We'll put explanations out there. I won't tell you that someone's going to be good and not have an explanation for you as why I think they will be. I won't tell you that someone's rubbish without an explanation on why I think they're rubbish. I don't just I might sit on the fence a bit if I'm unsure, but I'll tell you that I'm unsure. Tony asked me what striker do I bring in. I say I can't think of any because I don't think anyone's performing. Obviously, we're not going to sign Ozyman, so there's no point even mentioning him. And the guys that we mentioned, I can't think it up. So that's what me and Tony do. Yeah, Tony does a bit. Tony rants a bit, but yeah, we
Yeah,
try
I
and keep
rant, man. I
we
rant,
keep
man.
it a bit subdued.
That's my
That's
MO.
what I
I
mean.
rant.
We try and throw evidence in there. We try and throw information in. If I'm giving you a point, I'll back it up as best as I can, and that's exactly what we do. And on a mate, that's
Yeah.
what we're here for. But
Yeah. See, yeah, of course, in that his last statement, you can see the saltiness, yeah, a bit. You can see the little bit of saltiness with him. Yeah. See, these guys, they can't believe it that Arsenal. See, these guys, they all thought that Arsenal would just car and bow down and be beaten and be embarrassed. Like 4-1, 5-1. Onome couldn't believe his eyes when when Arsenal won that matchup, but. See, let's scratch that. Yeah, let's even go into a more incendiary one. This one might burn him down there in the UK. See, Ryan, are you there with me? Hello, Ryan.
I was on mute. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, yeah. See, yeah, Ryan. They could strew that defensive lineup. Yeah, Ellen Allen couldn't get a shot on goal. Take me through the dynamics of William Saliba, Gabriel, and Julian Timber. Are these guys forming the best defensive partnership we can literally think of?
I think we bring Zinchenko in. I think that's the only change we make. When Zinchenko is fully fit, he comes in at left back. But Gabriel was an absolute stalwart for us last season and has carried on, played every single game, nearly every single minute for us. We seen when Saliba got injured and went off how much we dropped off and how much we depended on him. So to have them two guys back, yeah, it's just quality. Ben White just tries his hardest in every single game and performs very well. He's always solid. He never his errors are few and far between, and people get on his back. He'll have one error, and people will be on his back for weeks, but they don't look at the other games where he's been completely solid in. He's
Yeah.
not your typical explosive right wing back going flying forward like your Trents and your Jameses. But for a solid defensive minded is really really good, man. So yeah, we're very solid defensively. We've not been solid defensively. Obviously, we were last year, but before that, we've been so weak, and it's good to even see. It's just good to see us.
See, Ryan, is there any doubt that William Saliba is top three best central defenders in the Premiership? Is there any doubt right now? It's held Ellen Allen. Yeah. Just look at Ellen Allen couldn't get a sniff of the ball on Sunday. A sniff. Just one sniff. One shot on goal. He couldn't get it. And that's why see, guys, yeah, it's not like I'm talking too much. I'm getting cocky or something like that. See, we lost William Saliba last season, yeah. It's very hard. It's a bitter pill to swallow when you lose, presumably the best central defender this league has. See, of course, you can put Van Dijk and all these other guys down there, but for me, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I would say William Saliba. Yeah. So if you're talking of William Saliba, yeah, you lose him when you're having a title charge, a title challenge, yeah, and we couldn't just hold it because we never had any like for like replacement who would come in to replace this guy. So it comes out on Sunday and shows us what we missed last season, at the tail end of last season, which is a defensive rock at the back four for Arsenal when you're chasing a title. And he just showed us why. Why? We missed him last season. Ryan, was he able to show you why we missed him last season?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like you're saying when you're looking at top three, if you're looking at the big sides, if any big side can take Saliba, they take him and he fits straight in. Every big side's got their number one central defender, whether it's Diaz at City, Van Dijk at Liverpool, and probably Martinez maybe at United. I don't know if it's Martinez or Varane, which one they prefer. But Saliba just slots in next to the one you prefer. He's slotting next to Diaz, and he slots in next to Van Dijk. So in terms of, he's saying he's one of the top centre backs, 100%, because he
100%.
just slots in. He will just slot in with you, whoever you've got there, and then just give 100% and just perform. He definitely did, because like, who else are we looking at? Is it Gabriel and Holding again against Man City? Then it's definitely 4-1. We're definitely losing 4-1.
Of course, 7-1. In fact, it's possible. Anything is possible. We're holding, at the back, and that's why I'm shocked he hasn't left the football club. But again, that's a different story altogether. Yeah, but see, man, with William Saliba, he can't do no wrong. Arsenal since 1987 says something here. It says Arsenal have spent 200 million pounds this summer. I still think Saliba's new contract is the most important deal they have done. Does that resonate with you, Ryan?
No, because we've not spent 200 million. Next question. We've not spent 200 million.
Sure? No, Ryan, are you sure? 65 on Ellen? 105 million
No.
on Declan, that's 175.
No.
Then Jury and Timber, like about 38 million pounds. So that's about that's about 200 million.
No. Should we go back? Do you want to go back to that? We'll go over that. So how much do we pay for Kai Havertz?
65 million pounds.
50 plus 15, so that's 50 million this season. Yeah.
No. 65 million pounds.
Yeah, but not
sorry,
upfront.
65 million pounds. That's what
Not
we paid for.
Not upfront. We paid 50 million upfront and 15 million.
The general price. The general price.
It's not though.
I think that's what he's talking about.
It's not though. Yeah, but it's not though, because that's not how it works. We've got you keep money in the bank. If you use Kalana, for example, and you buy a t-shirt tomorrow and just pay £10 and £10, you've only spent £10 tomorrow. So let's do it properly. Yeah. Kai Havertz was 50 million plus 15, so that's 50 spent. 100. It was 100 million for Declan Rice plus 5 million. That 100 million is in 3 installments, so that's around 35 million. Yeah, so that's 80 something million.
Ryan, are you being petty now, man?
No, it's not. And then 35 for Timber is about 120 mark, and then are we spending 30 million, 20 million plus something installments on David Raya? Takes us up to about 150. So before the Raya deal, we was nowhere near 200. You've got to do it properly. That's why we do it in installments, so we're not spending these big chunks out at once. Chelsea signing players on 8-year contracts. Their amounts are spread out over 8 years, so it's not all one amount coming out in that one season.
Yeah. But I see. I hear you, Ryan. I get that. But no matter the permutations or the pricing and everything, yeah, Arsenal have been able to spend at least close to, let's say, 150, yeah, in that figure for you. Yeah, for me, we spent
to 150
million pounds.
Yeah, I accept that.
But no matter how you want to say it, no problem. But see, yeah, if we've spent that amount of money, yeah, personally, I think the best deal Arsenal have done this summer is resigning Saliba.
Resigning Saka's got to be the best one. That was just just before summer.
See, man, Saliba. Ryan, you okay with holding at the back? I'm sorry, I'm not up for that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not. I'm not. I'm
I'm
not.
not up for
1
that.
minute said that. Obviously,
I'm
I
not
prefer
up for
that
that
with. I'm
Bukayo
more
Saka.
happy with
See,
Saka.
even if we did not
It's an
resign
incredible
Bukayo
deal.
Saka,
Incredible deal.
at least
I'm
there's
blushing
still
a bit.
Trossard who could play in that area, pending till we get someone super who could come in there and change things. But at the back, we don't have no good defenders. Horrible defenders. Are you talking of Kivior, who was busy tying his shoelace in the middle of an attack? Did you see the example that Jurien Timber gave? Yeah? His boots flew out in the first half. What did he do? He kept on playing. That's the mentality of the kind of defenders I want in this football club. Ryan, yeah? The ones that would die for the football club. I don't know of you, Ryan, man, but that Saliba contract, it's now looking as if it paid off. And mind you,
It was
Starboy, I
always.
love him. There's
It
no
was always
criticism
going.
of him, but he wasn't even in that Manchester City game. What would you say?
It was always going to pay off signing Saliba. I'm not saying it's any. I'm not saying it's not a
Yeah,
good deal.
of
Obviously,
course I know. Of course I
he's
know.
an incredible player, and I'm really happy to take. In terms of 1 and 2, I put Saka slightly above. Is that's all I was
Mm,
saying. But yeah, we needed to keep him. We needed to re-sign him because if you're letting him go for a small amount because he's going on because he can't go on a free, or if you're losing him on a free, it's a ridiculously bad deal for us. So
yeah,
yeah, it is one of the best deals for us. All the guys we've tied down it really helps us. So yeah, there's not taking anything away from it like that.
yeah, exactly. See, Amy Baba said, Ryan, with your calculation, are you an accountant? Exactly, man. Ryan looks like an accountant when he was calculating all that stuff. See, yeah, guys, man, that's the Ryan and Claude show for you, man. You see, guys, yeah. Why the show is so important to me, yeah, is that I could just relax, yeah, chill and just talk football, with my friend, and I relax and on this show, and it has been one of the best shows I could actually do that. See, Ryan, we'll face Nottingham Forest this weekend. What do you want to see from that Arsenal game?
Not a loss. For some reason, we're having dodgy results against Nottingham Forest in these last couple of seasons.
Mm,
Yeah, but not a loss sounds like I'm expecting us to lose, but I'm not. I just we want a typical Arsenal performance. We want free flowing. We want determination. We want players giving 110%, and we want to see Declan Rice, and we want to see the Rice Partey Odegaard link up, and we want
mm.
we want we want goals, man. We want to be entertained. Are we not
Yeah,
entertained? We want to be entertained, of course we do. And yeah, a few goals and a strong start to the season is what we want. And yeah, Saliba's better than John Stones. Yeah, 100%.
yeah,
Um,
100%. 100% is. Hundred
Diaz,
percent, he is. If you
Diaz
if you're
is a
talking
very
about
good.
Ruben Diaz, it's a different ball game.
No, yeah,
That's a different
exactly,
ball game. No, no,
exactly.
no, way,
Diaz,
way, way ahead. But
Diaz
but
is,
see,
is
come on,
unreal.
man. William Saliba and John Stones. Are you guys serious? Put John Stones in a team, a standalone defender. You would see what will happen. It's just feeding off the energy of a more better central defender in Ruben Diaz. Of course, they make a very, very good partnership. But as a standalone defender, I'm sorry, man. Saliba beats him hands down. But see, Brian, of course, I know you. I know you just said that Arsenal might deforest, not Nottingham Forest. Yeah, they might go through a deforestation come Saturday. But see, who should start in that crucial number 9 position for us in that Nottingham Forest game?
Oh, it's tricky. Um, I tell you what, it's not a headache you want in the first game of the season. By the way, it's not. We do. maybe you have this in December or November or last couple of weeks end of season. People have taken knocks. People are getting tired, but this isn't. You don't want to be having this discussion at the first game of the season, not having a striker or not having your main striker. Listen, we have got a backup striker in Eddie Nketiah, and you want your manager. You want your
Ryan, you like
manager
that name,
to
man.
be. I know. But you need to be confident in a backup striker because like what? Why have him then? Do you know what I mean? When your strikers are injured, you need to bring someone on to I don't know, to be closer, to compete with it, to just carry on this exact same momentum of the striker you've just taken off, and hopefully Eddie can do that. But uh, for me, if he started Havertz against Man City, he's going to start Havertz again. I feel so. I think that yeah, I see him starting. I see him starting
It,
Kai
it,
Havertz.
it has Trossard earned the right to start that game?
Yeah,
Has he? What
yeah,
more can what more can this guy do to have a start? I'm okay with Kai because I like Kai as a player. Yeah. But come on, man. Trossard have earned the right to actually get a sniff in some certain kind of games. And definitely Nottingham Forest should have a sniff, right?
yeah.
Guys in the charts, should Trossard lead the line against Nottingham Forest? Amy Baba, Amy Baba says we're gonna win by 3 goals to nil. But Ryan, what do you say to that question I asked you?
Yeah, 100%, man. He's had a very good preseason.
Mm,
He's scored a few goals. He was incredible against Barcelona. The game against was it Monaco? I can't remember who it was. The game against Monaco afterwards, he had a chance that he'd squandered. I feel like if that was Eddie missing that chance, people would be jumping on his back, but we're kind of letting him go from it. But like I said, you don't just jump on a guy for one missed chance. You look at the overall, and overall in the preseason, he's been very good, man. And even if you don't want to start him up top, he could go on the left, and we could put Martinelli through the middle.
mm,
You know what I mean? You can look at that kind of an option. I wouldn't have an issue with. If you don't start Eddie, we have got other options. 100%. Trossard could start. Trossard looks like Jesus in a way. Is very similar style, and they're
mm,
very similar on the ball. But yeah,
mm.
he crops up with the goals, man, and crops up with the assists. So I have no issue with Trossard starting whatsoever. Yeah, no issue with that.
With that, yeah. Amy Baba says, yeah, he says we have to be ruthless from start to finish. I agree, Amy Baba, man. He also says, yeah, my prediction for that matchup is Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Amy Baba also says here again, he says Tony doesn't like Eddie at all. Amy Baba, man, Eddie Nketiah, man, we've seen enough. But say, man, I just want to win the league. I don't want to say more than that. Yeah, and of course we have options right now. That's the bigger picture. We have Kai Havertz to can play in that forward line. We now have Trossard, who has been banging in goals in the preseason. So let's give these guys a chance. Yeah, the last thing I want is to see Trossard. Yeah, with all this effort he's been putting in. To start looking on getting out of the football club. That's what I don't want because he's putting much, and I think he deserves more game time. Amy Baba says here, I like Ateta. Might keep the same lineup against City in the Forest game. I agree with you, Amy Baba. Say the very last one. Where Ryan? Where does Zichenko fit into all of these when he comes back? He's back from injury. Where does he fit? We have Algerian Timber, who we just brought in. Yeah, is doing well. Game of his life against Manchester City. Yeah, we have Ben White, of which he showed you how important, yeah, it is to us in that right back position. So no one is gonna gazump his position right now. Julian Timber has knocked on the door, and personally, I think He's knocked well, personally. So I think that left back position might be for him. Where do you see Zichenko fitting into all these plans right now?
If well, it depends on what point of view you look at it.
That's a
You
tough
look at-
question, right?
yeah, of course. They're never easy questions from you, man. So
Mm,
it depends. If you look from my point of view, if we bring in Timber in and he's performing at left back, then Zinchenko just sits on the bench and waits for his chance to get back in, because Zinchenko, for all his good play, his weaknesses do hold us back. We've seen runs go past him easily. He's playing at left back, but sometimes he's not in that left back position. He's
yeah,
playing. He's trying to play centre mid, or he's trying to drop defensive mid, and they go over the top through their right channel into our left, and they've
yeah.
got an open run on goal. Timber's not going to do that. He's going to be blocking that up. So
Mm,
for me, yeah, um, if we're looking at Timber as a left back and he's playing like he did against Man City, we're not. I wouldn't drop him. Certainly not. Like I said, it depends on which point of view. If you're looking at the manager's point of view, he's going to have a different idea and a different way of going about it. Is he going to bring Zinchenko back in? We'll just have to see. We don't know. But like I said, if it was me, Timber's playing well, I'd keep Timber there, man. He's been playing sound. And we had the discussion. We had the discussion Tierney over Zinchenko last season. So I
yeah.
was in and out in for that then as well. So to see Timber playing very well at left back just makes me
But
happy.
mind you, Zichenko is also a midfielder, a midfielder in this team. Also, he plays in midfield options for Ukraine. That's where he
No,
plays for the Ukraine.
yeah, for
Do you
Ukraine,
see him? Do you see
Ukraine,
him playing in the midfield at
no,
all?
no. Listen, he might want to be a midfielder. He might want to play centre mid. And don't get me wrong, he's class on the ball. He's got skills and all that. We've seen his little videos and that.
Mm,
But you need something else to be a central midfield player in the Premier League. And you need to be a bit more. So you need to be a bit more than 5'2", and you need to be a bit more. Need to be a bit stronger. And uh,
but Santi Catola wasn't his height wasn't that huge.
yeah, he's more of an attacking midfield though, weren't it?
Fabregas wasn't even really that tall, in it.
Yeah, but
But
Fabregas
all of them are all killers
Fabregas
in the midfield.
Fabregas was a lot better. That's the issue. Yeah,
Mm,
obviously you're going to have weaknesses, but are your qualities and your strengths going to outnumber them? Players like Fabregas and Cazorla really did. But Cazorla was more of an attacking midfielder. Fabregas was just another level, and
mm,
it's kind of different. Zinchenko,
yeah,
yeah, he slots in for Ukraine. He doesn't slot in for Arsenal. The Premier League's a different animal. And I just don't see it. Like I said, he might want to be a centre midfielder. I want to play up front for Arsenal. It ain't going to happen either. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. But anyway, he has already shown like in this team that he can drift that ball into midfield options. He has a keen eye for a pass. He could literally open up defenses. He's shown that. So that putting him in the midfield isn't such an alien idea, is it?
He shows that, but then a lot of most of his passes end up going astray, and he can cut the defense with a ball. He can play a good ball across field. He gives it away an awful lot as well, though. A lot, he's trying that Hollywood pass, giving it straight to them, letting them on an attack. And
Yeah,
yeah, he drifts into midfield, and he might hold the ball up well, but as soon as they get it back, they're aiming for that left back position because he's left it free. Yeah,
yeah.
he might be good at doing that, but you don't want your left backs and right backs doing that. You need cover at left back and right back. We know we
You need
go
cover at left back.
in
Yeah,
positions, we
exactly.
go inverted nowadays, and we know that's what we look for. But then they still need to get back to that position when the other team's on an attack. And Zinchenko he doesn't do that as much. He goes missing. They attack down that right, and a lot of times he's just not there.
Well, man, see, but again, it's all see, yeah, Ryan. But again, it's also good to have all these options, yeah, going into the new season. It's always good to have these
Yeah, of
options,
course,
yeah,
of
because
course.
even the assembler that said it here, he says, he's a central midfielder. He just needs the right players doing his dirty work. Oh, 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 oh. Of course, the assembled, perfectly written. See, what do you have to say to what the assembled just said right now, Ryan? Yeah, you have to say something.
We've got the central midfielders to do the work. We've got Partey and
Mm,
Rice. If
mm.
Zinchenko's a central midfielder, which one of them does he come in for? That's the question. Does
Uh, uh,
he?
ma- maybe if Thomas Partey has a tight hamstring, and we don't want to risk him, on a game against Brentford, we don't want to risk him, or we don't want to risk a tight back for Declan Rice. Can't he come in, into those midfield options? And now that we have Jurien Timber, who we cannot, it would be stupid to put that guy on the bench right now. It's not possible. We have Ben White, who's also, at right back. So it makes completely no sense for us to be benching Jurien Timber. So if we do have Zichenko as a backup for our midfielders, of course you do know Thomas Partey's fitness levels isn't really the best going into the season. There will be times he will need to have to sit down a bit and relax his hamstring a little bit. Declan Rice hasn't been injured most of the time I've seen him at West Ham. But Ryan, remember, immediately he came to Arsenal, he got an injury, surprisingly. Yeah, our midfielders, our players just seem to mysteriously get injured. But see, it's not bad on the numbers if Zichenko can be used as a spare midfielder, on one of those nights, if Rice can't make that trip, if Partey can't make that trip, and if Jorginho is not trusted to come into the team ahead of Zichenko. What's your take?
Yeah, I agree. Like, if you want me, if you're saying when the other guys are injured or they can't play, giving him a chance, then yeah, I was slightly leaning to that, and I forgot all about Jorginho, and then you brought Jorginho back up.
I brought Jorginho into the
Yeah, I
picture.
forgot all about it. The poor guy, the poor lad. So, and then if Partey is injured, I'm bringing Jorginho in. If Declan
Mm.
Rice is injured, I'm bringing in Jorginho. But if you want to give him a go, and like you say, other players come in, and yeah, like it was Emmy said he could. Oh no, the assembled said it could be a bit of an impact sub. Yeah, go for it, man. If we're if it's going down to that, and we're looking a bit spare in the middle, you want to give him a go? Yeah, give him a go. We can see what he'll do. And like I say, I'm just not fully convinced. I feel like we've got players above him, but yeah, you can give him a go, 100%. But like I said, I wasn't getting him in front of them too. I'd forgot about Jorginho. And then you brought him up as
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
my point as well. I won't, but yeah, because like Jorginho's got such a cool head on. Like when we're struggling in the game or when it's going away from us, he can just he slows it down, and his passing quality as well. Do you know what I mean? His through he played the through ball he played to Trossard, I think it was, or in one of the friendlies was unreal. So yeah, even then, so yeah. But let's
Yeah.
say if you want to give him a go, if Jorginho, Partey, and Rice are all injured, yeah, let's throw Zinchenko and see what he can do.
Yeah, Amy Baba says, yeah, he says, I understand what Ryan is analyzing. However, he has not been played to his strength. Interesting from Amy Baba. A few games in the midfield could be an eye opener. Well, Amy Baba is cooking, guys. It's cooking. The assembled says, yeah, Ryan might be better off being an Ryan. He might be better off being an impact sub. Okay, very interesting. Amy Baba says, yeah, the assembled, yeah, it can come in to be a sub. Of course, CFCOG is down here. We'll soon be rounding up the show. He says, yes, you, man. You're doing a watch along on Sunday? Yes, I'll be doing a watch along on Sunday. See, Ryan, yeah. Chelsea Football Club, yeah, Nkunku, who was just brought into the club, yeah, probably as a striker, yeah, scoring goals for fun in in their preseason. Today, it came out on BBC Sports that Nkunku is injured. Guys, CFCOG is a Chelsea fan. That's my brother, yeah? But say, Nkunku injured. The shining light that was to give them the league this season, because some of them, after some of those preseason games, some of them started nursing the ambitions of becoming English champions again. See, what do you have to say about Chelsea and what's going on with them? Just brought in a player and now he's injured. Kaput.
I've not got much to say. They're not throwing the money around as much as what they've been doing the last season. They still are spending money. They obviously they need to. Yeah, Nkuku looks like he's out till, what did he say, till December or something like that.
Bro, man, it's shocking, man.
Yeah, just a bad luck on their part. But typical Chelsea though, they've got that Nkuku. They've signed another striker, Jackson, or someone that I've never heard of. And they
Jackson,
also,
although Jackson is a good player,
yeah,
I like
they want
Jackson.
Vlahovic as well. So that'll be 3 strikers to sign in one transfer window. Yeah, it's just typical
And they're
Chelsea.
still going for Vlahovic. They're
Yeah,
still going
exactly.
for Vlahovic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they're signing three strikers or something in one transfer. Just try and sign and everyone you can. See how that works out for you. It won't.
Brutal assessment from Ryan Maguire for Chelsea. Yeah. And CFCOG says, City is winning the title regardless. Say, Ryan, I'm sorry, man, because I have the chance to pick your brain on all this stuff. And I'm sorry, I'm going to do just that. I know time is not on our side.
I'm
Say,
losing
Ryan,
light.
Gary Navarre came out today. Yesterday. Do you know what he said? He said that Arsenal is tipping Arsenal to win the league this upcoming season. What do you think, Ryan? Gary Navarre
Well,
saying Arsenal is gonna win the league.
this time last season, we weren't tipping us to get top 4. So I'll take what he says with a pinch of salt. I don't think he is, by the way. I seen a comment he made the other day where he said it's going to be City versus United for the league. So yeah, he can say what he wants. Say what he wants. I couldn't care less. I don't really listen to pundits unless they've got some kind of Arsenal background. Most of them are biased to their own sides because, like I say, I heard him say it was between City and United. So, we'll let them say what they want. It doesn't. I don't agree with or disagree. I don't have enough. I don't hate or dislike. I just don't care. So it doesn't. I don't have that much emotion in terms of funding.
Yeah. Ryan, today Arsenal was linked with a bid, yeah, for Ansu Fati of FC Barcelona. I heard that bid was rejected, but I heard that Arsenal is going back for Ansu Fati for Barcelona. What do you think?
See, I was trying to follow that because I've heard his name branded about, and I heard that us linked with players. I was trying to get the connection. For some reason, I couldn't find it. I found a link between us and Adama Traore, which I thought was ridiculous. The Wolves guy who was made a couple of years ago who was in. I don't know where that had come from. But then, yeah, the Fate one was about. Looks like a top player, and if there's a chance to bring him in, I'd definitely agree with it. I don't want Neymar anywhere near the club. I think that's
because I was just coming to Neymar. What's this hate? Wait, Ryan, man, what's this hate on Neymar? Why? What's this hate on Neymar?
It's just because he thinks he's in Hollywood.
See, Ryan, this is what I not accept from Arsenal fans. Yeah. We say we don't have stars. We say we don't have world class stars. Now we're going for world class stars, and suddenly everyone is angry. Everyone is pissed off. What's bad having a world class star at Arsenal? What do Arsenal fans want? Because I posted this thing on Instagram and on Twitter, and everyone are saying, "Oh, we don't want him here. We don't want him." And I'm like, "What do you guys want?" Because tomorrow you guys will be the same people that would say, "Oh, our players are shit. All of them are shit. We don't have world class players. None of them are good. All of them are shitty. No world class players." But we're linked to a world class player, and all of you are shitting your pants. Oh, Ryan, do you have anything to say? And you don't necessarily have to, support what I'm saying. Of course, you can have your own opinion.
Yeah, so it's more Neymar's more Hollywood than he is football. Is more into the celebrity side of it. So there's that. He was amazing in Brazil as a youngster. He carried it on to Barcelona, where he was amazing. Then he ducked out of Barcelona because he didn't want to compete with Lionel Messi. He didn't. Lionel Messi was the player on all the fans' lips and not his. So he ducked out and went to PSG for massive money. So he brings over massive wages. Is Paul Pogba number two, where his name's bigger than his ability. He was unreal in Brazil as a kid. I adored him the way he played. He was honestly thought next Ronaldinho, and I really believe next Ronaldinho. And he's gone to PSG, got the money there, and he's injured most of the time. This is Paul Pogba, number two. He's injured most of the time. His Neymar is Neymar. His money for him is going to be massive, 300 plus K a week. To not play week in, week out is, I don't know how old he is, but he's probably about 32 or something. He's too old anyway, especially for the way Arsenal, the players that Arsenal signed. That's not the ages that we go for, and it completely go against the players. Listen, when we signed Willian and them kind of players, everyone kicks off that we're too old. But now all of a sudden we know we want Neymar, even though Neymar's too old. He was a big name a few years ago. If you could have got him from Barcelona, then you might have been getting a different player. I'm trying to get out of this light, man. It might have been a different player, but yeah, it's too Hollywood and is not as good as what he thinks he is. Just he's playing poker on TV instead of playing football at the weekend. You honestly, no, you just don't. It's just you're bringing too much baggage. The attitude's obviously not right. Yeah.
So as an Arsenal fan, yeah, see, we're all about his lifestyle. Is this is a freaking millionaire? He can do that. He has the money, yeah. But see, don't we want to look at the greater good? Yeah, Ryan, the greater good. Come in, win a league title for us, and then you can go.
He won't do that
But it's
though.
bad if we do that. Come
Neymar
in, win
won't
a
do
league,
that.
and go away.
Neymar won't do
Is
that.
that bad?
Bringing in Neymar isn't going to win us the league. He's not the player that comes in and wins us the league. It's just not.
Why?
He
What
won't,
makes you think so? A
because he
new
won't
challenge, England. He wants to prove himself. He
he
wants to win
won't
an English
play
title. What's wrong with doing that?
because he won't play week in, week out. He's pretty much always injured. He might play 2 or 3 games and then he's out for a few months. He misses. They get far in the Champions League, PSG. Then all of a sudden he's not playing in quarterfinals and semi-finals because he's injured. He's on the sidelines watching it, or he's watching it back home with his mum or something like that. Do you know, it's just he just won't be there. He'll go wanting. If you're losing,
Yes.
Neymar's not the player that takes the game by the scruff of the neck. And like they say, is he going to go away? Is he going to go away in January and December in these freezing cold northern English towns and put in a performance?
Uh,
Neymar is no, he's not.
that's a
No,
point, man.
he's not going to do it. He's going to get kicked to shit. He's going to get back. Going to go up to Newcastle on snowy December. They're going to
Oof,
kick 7 bells out of him, and he's
oof.
not going to perform. He's going to be
Mm.
crying. He might, in fact, he might fight back a bit and get sent off because he's a donkey.
And get sent off. Yeah.
Sven Botman Botman will stick an elbow in his back. He'll react and get sent off, or even then he'll just duck out and he won't perform. Or he'll play one game in the north and then he'll never play in the north again because he knows how tough it was and how cold it was and how much it rained, and he just won't want to come up here. So yeah, just not. It will not work signing Neymar. Could go on and on.
Yeah.
Like it won't work for us.
It won't work. Yeah. See, man, of course, Amy Baba says, good point, Ryan, of course. Come on, man. Ryan is a top tier guy, yeah, of course. I see. He says, Amy Baba says, yeah, Tony, we have to be realistic. He can't sign Nima due to huge financial implications. The assembled says Nima is on holiday. The assembled is he doesn't like this guy. The assembled says Nima will disrupt the entire club. Oh my God. One man. One man. Wow. Arsenal fans, man. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Amy Baba says, good points, Ryan. Yeah. Ryan, we've come to the end of the show. Ryan, give you final, but also give some final words and what you want to see in this weekend, mostly as Arsenal start our campaign for winning the league or challenging for the league next season.
Just start on the front foot, start positively. Just try just win the game, get the result we want. We always want to. We just want to give 100%. That's mainly what they want to do, and we know if with the talent we've got as a squad at the minute, if we give 100%, we're winning the games. 9 out of 10, we win the games if we show up and if our players are fit. So just start on the front foot, get a victory in the locker against Forest, and we go from there. We're strong at home. We were strong at home last year. We will certainly carry that on into this season. At least we'll be strong at the Everts, and we'll just push on from there and keep the performances up, and yeah, just every Arsenal fan just get behind Arsenal for another thrill ride, another roller coaster, another Premier League. We know what it's like, and just get strapped in because I feel like we're going to have a good season again.
Yeah, sure. See, guys, yeah, of course, it's Ryan, and of course, I agree with everything he says most of the time. I never disagree. But see, Arsenal needs to win that game against Nottingham Forest. We need to win. It's a new season. Just go and show these guys the skills and what we've learned. And I want to see Arsenal play like wounded lions. Yeah, because City just did us dirty last season, yeah. So we have to come back, with a see. Let's go and take that title, and it starts this weekend. So let's just go and do it. And Nottingham Forest, if I was Arsenal right now, I would be ready to show Nottingham Forest, our real stuff. Yeah, because these guys literally took points away from us. Mind you, that title, our title charge last season, they took points away from us, and it hurt badly. So this is the time to actually exact revenge on these guys, and just just take one, from them, and let's announce to the rest of the league that Arsenal is back. We're not going to be playing. We're not joking this season, and we literally want to come and take those titles. So Manchester City, we just beat you on Sunday. So so I think sometime in the 90s, yeah. Uh, uh, there was an American boxer. I think he was with the WBC belt, yeah. And there was another British boxer who wanted to. He was to meet with that American boxer, yeah, for
Right,
the WBC belt, yeah. And so that boxer, I don't
story
know
time.
if he was afraid. Do you know his name, Ryan?
Go on, you tell me.
Okay. Uh, he was afraid that when he meets this guy, you know, something might happen or he might lose his unbeaten record. So he told the British boxer told him that he should just go and throw the belt in the trash. And actually, this boxer went and threw the WBC belt in the trash. See, guys, that's what I want Man City to do. We beat them on Sunday. Yeah. I want Man City to just go and throw those titles in the trash and wait for Arsenal to come and pick up those trophies. Go shine that trophies for Arsenal. Yeah. I'll leave you guys to remember the name of both boxers. That's the assignment I give to all of you. From here and from me and Ryan, we out, guys. We out.
Peace.
Peace.